funny thing about nuking Japan is like Hiroshima was like a Christian city.
Was it?
Yeah,
at that time.
It was either Hiroshima or Nagasaki, which one? But it had like a large Christian population, and so America was just like, you know what? They're already going to heaven. Let's just make it. You know, we'll save them. We're actually doing them a favor instead of like going for other Japanese people that might not see, you know, America as like a, you know, hey, okay, you know, we get along. There's a similar religion there. No, they're like, those are kind of our guys, but well, they're gonna see Jesus, and so they.
Dude, you know.
That's what they want.
Go towards the light.
You know what's fucking crazy? Like, so if I went down to the Fort Sill Training Support Facility, and they got a flag from the guys who had been taken prisoner on Bataan during the Bataan Death March. They built this flag after like they were getting liberated. They like sewed it all together and shit, and like stood at attention for the flag. Is the first time they'd done it in like 4 years, right? But just think of the mentality. So they fought for like 6 months, cut off on the Bataan Peninsula. Fought like fucking crazy. Like I challenge anyone to find any nation that has ever fought that hard to like the bitter end, and they only gave up because they were ordered to, and they ran out of ammunition. So then they do the Bataan Death March, which is awful. If you guys have never read the book, what is it, Unbreakable? Don't watch the movie. The movie's, but the book is fucking atrocious what the Japanese did to those guys. So that was 1941, right? 1941 that happened. They go to all sorts of different POW camps. And one of the POW camps they go to is right outside of this little known place called Hiroshima, right? Small place, not important, right? And so you're there for 4 years, like you're getting, I mean, just beat to shit. You're losing people. You're being starved, like malnutrition, malaria, all this shit. And then one day you look up and you see a fucking atomic bomb go off at the city right next door. And you're like, what did I miss in 4 fucking years? Like that'd be such a mind fuck that you'd like, we were fighting with these old outdated World War I shit. And now 4 years later, the sun just showed up over a fucking Japanese city.
I can tell you exactly what I would do. I would be you know, there as a POW, and I'd see it explode, and then my Japanese prison guard would be right there, and I would go, and just a little, you're in trouble.
Holy fuck.
Something tells me that wasn't an ammunition dump, fella.
Holy shit.
It's funny.
I'm just looking over, and the prisoner's like,
It's funny because like 2 days after that, the Japanese guards literally abandoned the POW camp. They just left. They're like, fuck this.
I gotta go.
Just, I'm out.
You know what would be like really kind of fucked up is like America took the Japanese sword makers from that area and then made them make the blades to that Hellfire missile so they could put it in. It's like it's full story. There's just guys that are like, ching, twing, ping,
and they're still doing it old way, folding steel.
Like, this is amazing. I'm made from a steel. And CIA agent just goes, here, thank you very much. Oh, what the fuck?
This will be passed down a generation after generation.
Have you
do the entire ceremony?
General MacArthur, I give it the sword.
I know.
And General MacArthur's like, I know what to do with this shit.
I need 4 more.
I know what I want your reaction to.
What's that?
It's like a trending thing on the internet right now with all the fucking.
Do you want to not just tell me and just do it right now? Do you want to just show it to me?
No, I can't show you. It's too much. I just have to. It's like hundreds of tweets. It's a whole thing. It's like. It's a bit like a big talking point with like the super ultra communist fucking sympathizers that Japan did not surrender because of the nuclear bomb. They surrendered because the USSR attacked Manchuria around the same time.
Where's Manchuria located in like to Japan? I'm not sure where Manchuria is.
It's like
I've heard of their candidate.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Never.
anyways.
Isn't it northern Japan, like near fucking Korea
I don't think
or
it's
some
Manchuria.
shit?
I think it's
I
China.
gave my woman my phone, so I can't check.
It's China.
West Japan.
So the USSR attacked not Japan, and Japan said,
Well, Japan was occupying it
Yeah.
at the time.
Do you hear they finally have some pictures? I haven't seen, I've seen like one or two, and I don't know how true
Nanking.
they're. Nanking.
That's what I heard.
"Oh, wasn't that? Yeah, they like the Japanese were like cutting people up. We talked about this, right?
Oh yeah, like millions.
Oh yeah, that was
millions
that
and
was on
millions.
the
G-Van, you're going to have to mute this, but the of Nanking is what it's referred to.
yeah. I mean that entire thing. If you read the story on that,
Don't
or
get
the,
me don't get me fucking started. I'm gonna go on a communist rant if we do this.
Was China communist at that point, or were they still?
They were in the middle of a civil war,
They
so
were
they were
right in the
kind of like
middle
our
of it.
friend, not our friend. They were having a
Enemy
bit
of our enemy was
Yeah.
our friend. Yeah, type of deal. Yeah, it's really upsetting.
Japan came in and fucking
I mean,
shit up.
Japanese were like awful to anyone, even POWs. Like, if you read that book, I'll give you an example. That book, the fucking Unbreakable, they were allowed like hardly any water and one golf ball size thing of rice. That's what the POWs were allowed, Japanese prisoners. And if you were caught stealing anything, you were either beaten to death or like killed in many other creative ways. So like a guy was caught stealing water because he was fucking, dying of thirst. And what they did is they shoved a garden hose down his throat, filled up his stomach, and jumped on it like a water balloon. Killed him. Yeah. Like the awful shit that the Japanese did is fucking wild, man.
It's
And
crazy.
in Japan, they don't teach it either. They're like,
No.
We never did any of that.
It's America's fault though. It's not theirs. They're just going with it.
Yeah, of course.
After World War II, there's literally an entire generation of historians right after World War II. They're literally called the revisionists, and their entire fucking life goal was to make America the bad guy in World War II, and that they didn't succeed because everybody still kind of universally agrees like Allied good guys, right?
Axis bad guys.
Right. So like they didn't succeed at that, but what it did do was it played it off like Japan was a victim that didn't deserve nuclear bombing or whatever. And then that because of that, that's why nobody knows about how fucking horrific all the shit the Japanese were doing is. That's why that's not taught. That's why it's way lesser known. And then what that translated to is that's why every war after World War II, everybody thinks that America fucking lost or America was doing the wrong thing. It's literally because of that. It's an entire generation of historians whose entire ethos was America bad, and that was their whole fucking plan.
So that's the way I explain like Afghanistan to people, because I don't know about Iraq, but like in Afghanistan, what we do is every year during the fighting seasons, because you guys all know they have fighting seasons in Afghanistan, they show up in the spring with a bunch of fucking retards. They have fucking recruited from Pakistan or Uzbekistan. Pick a fucking stand. They all go to the different stands over there, right? So they come across the border. They get their shit pushed in by Uncle Sam. Every single time they get into a fight, they run away like bitches because we just fucked them up, right? They run back to Pakistan. They fucking throw some more money at the next generation of fucking idiots. They come back the next year. We kill all the dumb ones. And we did this for 20 fucking years. So like people are like, you lost in Afghanistan. It's like, okay, Afghanistan is a house. We're going to treat it like that. I go to your house and I beat your ass, but you start hiding. And every day I'm in your house just looking around for you. And every time I find you, I fuck you up. And I do it for 20 years. And then finally I'm like, this is boring. I'm done with this.
Tired.
And I
I'm
leave.
gonna go home now.
And I won because you didn't finish the job. Like, what? I can turn you to glass if I really felt like it. Like, I could foundation your house in 10 minutes.
You just made the United States a burglar.
Hey, where are you?
The point stands.
Oh my God, he's back.
Your story is America illegally kicks in the door of their neighbor's house and then beats the out of their neighbor. And the neighbor's like, oh, I'm going to hide from you. And you're like, yeah, you fucking better. George, and then you show up every 2 days. That's a horrible analogy.
And we'll start it different. The neighbor came out and threw a rock and broke our window. And now we show it. There we
Kick
go.
open the deadbolt. It's like
That's the
nothing's
meme.
stopping.
I feel like the United States John Wicked Afghanistan. Like the Taliban did 9/11, which is basically killing our dog. And we were like, no, not the puppy. And then we went over to their house and we just, did all the Russian stuff where we're like, I think I'm back.
Dude, but it's crazy when you look at the numbers. So was it a little under 3,000? I think it's 6 less than 3,000 people died in 9/11. I think it's like 2,994 died in 9/11. But in Afghanistan, 20 years of fighting, 2,400 soldiers died. It's like you killed more people on 9/11 than you did in 20 years of fighting us. And you want to tell everybody you fucking won. Okay, we wish you the best in your future fucking
The
endeavors.
other annoying part is like you can't even like win a war because there's no fucking official government there to even sign a peace treaty with.
yeah,
At least not
Hamid
one that actually has control of their shit. So it's like you're not even fighting a
Imagine if America,
conventional war.
if America just did it where they won the war like fucking 7 days later. We're like, oh, we're winning. And then we just pulled out instantly.
Can I say
that'd be way more gangster? It's like, boom, killed. Okay, bye.
Unfortunately,
what do
it
you think
creates a
Desert
vacuum.
Storm was?
We created a vacuum. No
You
matter
said it. I think you said it in your video with Stormin' Over Schwarzkopf, and I have known it for forever. And I loved your talking point because it's absolutely true. Stormin' Over Schwarzkopf was like, we're gonna push past everybody and just take over Iraq as fast as we can because the politicians are gonna fuck this up. And then we fucking laid waste to Iraq in like what 14 days?
The air raid was 30 days, but
The ground war.
I think it was 100 hours was the ground fucking war. It was like super
the
short.
ground war
super
was
short.
like days, a couple days before they had all of the Iraq forces pinned and like separated completely.
Was it you that made a video about how we smoked all their tanks because they bunkered up their tanks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they fucked up. The tanks, especially in the 90s, because that's when like Abrams brand new, the T-78s, T-72s that they were using, outdated, antiquated, and then they didn't have GPS.
That was
which is your
73
video.
Easting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
73 Easting was a fucking turkey shoot.
They didn't know shit.
How many? We only lost. Did we even lose a single Abram? It was like one.
Yeah, one got stuck in the mud because some private didn't know how to fucking.
An Abram has never been lost in combat. Like Abrams have been lost to IEDs, but that's it.
And then we used that. How many tanks? They lost like 1,000
Yes,
tanks.
all of them.
All of the tanks.
I think it was like one battalion
it
pushed
wasn't
through
even-
73 Easting.
It wasn't even Abrams going. Like we had Bradleys out there fucking shit up.
That tow missile fucks, man. That tow fucks.
But I mean, we still had like there's stories and like full animated reenactments where they interview the guys. It's like 2 Bradleys come up over a ridge and there's like 30 fucking T-72s and they're like, we got 4 tow missiles. Let's fucking go. They fucking take out like 5 fucking tanks somehow and then dip. It's fucking awesome.
It's nuts, man. Like I've seen some of those interviews from 73 Easting. Those guys in those Abrams. I think the only armored vehicle we lost in 73 Easting was to friendly fire, if I'm not mistaken.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they weren't doing it, so we kicked our own ass. Okay,
We wanted to fight. What dude was just like, yeah, that's definitely not one of ours. That thing that looks
by the color.
That thing that looks nothing like the enemy tanks that we've been
Like
studying.
the one I'm in.
Yeah. Did they get one of ours? We should definitely shoot at it just in case.
Rich, you've met privates.
There's a funny saying, and I enjoy saying it. What's the difference between a trash can and a tank? There's only one dirt bag in a trash can.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tanker slangs. But honestly,
I used to be a tanker. You know that, right? You
Yeah, I
little
can tell.
engineer fuck. Oh, fuck you.
Crunchies.